Hello, everyone. We are live. How's everyone tonight? So let's check and see who's in the house. We have Bianca. Bianca is my oldest daughter. She's part of my crew.
What's up, everybody?
And this is Robbie. You all know him as Unknown Adventures. We got
Hey,
Honey, Amy, Eric, Queen, Laura. Happy birthday.
happy birthday, Laura. Queen,
We're
queen.
gonna go join the party as soon as we're done.
That's right.
Okay, hold on. I think I have a little technical difficulty.
What's up, Amy? Hello, Barbara.
Okay,
Mark B. Hey,
is that
Selena.
okay now? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. There was something wrong with my mic, supposedly. There was like an echo or something.
Uh-oh. Can you still hear it? Is it there? It might be my phone.
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. So we're gonna start. So guys, if you have any questions, put them in big cap letters so we can see them better. No echo. Okay, thank you. Okay, Robbie. So I would like to know why and how you came up with the name Unknown Adventures.
Well, it's Unknown Ventures. So I kind of just got into this thing because, like everybody else, what's fascinating to me is the unknown. And I like finding out the unknown because it's just always going to pick at me, and I've always wanted to know what's going on with the unknown. The unknown is anything paranormal. Being paranormal, UFOs, Bigfoot, ghosts, anything. It's all unknown. Even stuff in history, that we want to know how things were done, but we don't because unknown. So that's where I got that part. And then the venture part, I wanted to use a different word, something different than, adventure or exploring or urbexing. I was like, this has got to be something that in this world nobody really has this type of name. It's a little urban itself. So unknown ventures in this world that we're in with everybody doing what we do. I found that it was a pretty unique name. And so it took me some time to kind of grasp it, but I thought, what am I about? And it kind of just felt just right, and it just fit perfectly.
Okay, because your channel is about exploring, and sometimes you do paranormal, or every
Yeah.
time you explore, you do paranormal.
So I guess it's because I have an interest in a lot of things. It kind of revolves around several things. So paranormal being one. Now paranormal, I'll start with because when I got into paranormal, yeah, it was ghosts and stuff. When I was a small kid, I was always searching up ghost stuff and UFO stuff, and I've always had my encounters with spiritual things growing up ever since I was a very little kid, seeing stuff and hearing stuff. Um, and Out here in Texas, I would always see stuff in the sky, so I was fascinated with UFOs, which those are my two biggest paranormal things that I got into. And so as years progressed, I started getting into history and stuff, and it all just kind of meshed together. Um, I also include cemeteries. I know you like cemeteries yourself. I see you do your cemeteries, so you can
Yeah.
understand the passion that I have for that. But when I go to these cemeteries, they're also historical. I mean, more than half of the cemeteries that I've gone to are historical markers, and so it's like a win-win. I get to explore a cemetery, or I find an abandoned cemetery, or and it all meshes together, like I said. And the paranormal can kind of squeeze in all that too. I like to explore historical markers, go to ghost towns, and uh, talk about the history. It may not be paranormal, but it's old history, and it may contain some paranormal activity. But so when it comes to that, it's paranormal, cemeteries, history, and abandoned. So I do abandoned explorations. I'll search, abandoned factories, hospitals, and hotels just to explore it because it just all amazes me, and I kind of feel like all those categories kind of just like I said mesh together. So I kind of
Yeah.
pick up on everything.
Yeah, so our channel is similar in a
Yeah,
way.
that's right.
Yeah, because when I started my channel, I decided to put like several niches to it. So if ever I can't do abandoned, well, then I have cemeteries, and if I don't have cemeteries, well, I always have a way to move around and still keep
Right.
content. Okay, and unknown, I have that like on my shirt right now. Explore
Oh,
the unknown. We're really like almost twins,
I'm
but not
telling
the same
you,
sub count.
we're pretty
Because
close.
congratulations on your 1K you got this week. I was
Oh
so
gosh.
proud for you.
Oh man, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sandra. It was pretty cool. I even had a quote. I was like, I gotta have 1,000 by the end of May, and I hit it on the very last day of May. Actually, I passed it by a couple likes, and I think I sit at 1,026 right now. And
Wow.
so 1,026, and so I'm pretty happy about it. My next goal is to hit 2,000 by the end of this year. But I'm really happy. I have a great family, great friends that are involved in this stuff. Including yourself, just everybody I met. It's been a blessing. I mean, when I started this thing just under a year ago, it's almost been a year. July will probably be a year. Um, you know, there's been a lot of times where I even thought, maybe I just want to quit this and just stop this and stop. But just because I'm surrounded with great people and stuff, everybody in the chat, yourself. It's just, it's been a blessing.
Look at this, Jared. Tell Robbie I said, "What's up, brother?"
Brother Jared, what's up? Austin.
Okay. When you go into, let's say, a haunted place, uh, do you have feelings that it's haunted, or like, do you have a gift? Are you empath or?
I would say I'm empath, and I mean I can tell you that just because I know that ever since I've kind of opened up more and I've seen stuff throughout the years as a young kid, and I've kind of opened myself up to it more and stopped being scared of it. I'm actually able to feel um, if something's there. I might not even have my third eye open all the way, and I refer to it as your third eye, but um,
Which is?
well, yeah, opening up and just, I guess that being your gift, empath and stuff. So, and that's how I'm still learning all that stuff. I'm still learning stuff with stones and protective stuff, anything to keep me safe with what I'm doing. But as far as a gift, I can definitely feel 100%. I can definitely feel if something is there or not.
Laura wants to know, when are you coming to Tennessee?
Tennessee, that's going to be a trip I'm going to have to do pretty soon. I know this year I have a few places booked, but Tennessee might be in the books next year for sure because I am starting to travel. I mean, I went to Louisiana just to get some footage. I love exploring other states, so I'm definitely going to put that in the list for next year.
Okay. And how do you find your locations?
Um, I do a lot of research, so even like right now, I have some paranormal investigations just down 35 near the border of Mexico. There's a few abandoned hospitals and hotels I can check out. And I always call the people. But what I do is, I mean, I'll search online. I do my research. I find different platforms from Facebook. I'll get on Google. I'll even search on Pinterest. And I will come across some very epic abandoned locations. There's been places that aren't even touched that are hitting top 5, top 10 lists on spooky places. And no one's ever been in these places, and people are just going by taking pictures of these random places, and you just got to know how to search for it. And that's how I find it. And when I do find these places and I do a location there, I talk to the people in the area, and then lo and behold, they're so excited about what I'm doing, they'll actually say, "Hey, I know this place," or "I know of another place." And it just goes on and on, and I'm just nonstop. Actually had to get like a little planner because I got so much stuff in the works for the future that I can't even keep track of.
Oh, that's good.
Mhm.
So, and you also have a few drone footages, right?
Yeah, I try to include as much drone footage as I can in my videos. I started off flying drones before I even got into the YouTube thing. Um,
Okay.
well, I say that because I still put a few YouTube videos like a couple years back, but I took them off my YouTube page. I wanted to make it all about what I do. but I had some videos up about doing, you know, drone stuff. I've been flying drones for a couple of years, and so I've had my fair share of drones throughout my life. And I would do it for realtors. I would do some side jobs with them and just get some drone footage. So I got very skilled with it. And then I actually ended up just going, you know, to the city and flying over, you know, abandoned places. And then come to find out, you know, people thought it was pretty cool. And all these things just, it was a perfect recipe for where it put me now. And now I include that skill in my videos. And it seems to be helping out a lot. It gives people a different view of abandoned exploration, or what they're about to see me explore or investigate. And so I like using the drone for sure.
Okay. What kind of drone do you drive?
Currently, right now, I fly the DJI Mavic Mini 2, and that I use that one because it's a very small drone. I left it in my truck. I'd show you, but it's a very small drone. You can literally fit it in your pocket or jacket pocket. I would say not your jean pocket, but your jacket pocket. It's that small, and it shoots in 4K resolution, so it works out perfectly. It's small. You can fly through stuff, and yeah, that's what I use.
Amy says your drone footage is amazing. Yes, they are
Thank you,
beautiful.
Amy. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get Amy some drone footage. She asked me to do that for her, so I said, you know, when they come down next week, I'll fly some drones footage for her and send it to her and hook her up.
Yeah, because you're going to Amy's family reunion, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna meet a lot of people next week. It's gonna be fun.
Okay. And so you started your channel like it makes a year now, like really
Um,
intense and
I started posting in like July. Was my first post of doing any type of spooky paranormal stuff. The first video you'll see is a video of that I posted of my cat Jinx. Um, it was 2 days before that video was recorded. I had visited two cemeteries and I went to Laredo Mercy Hospital all on the same day. And I was my first thing. I mean, even that same day, I was like, man, I went to some really spooky places. Let me go to a spirit store, get some sage and stuff like that. And I saged the house the same day I got back. Maybe I didn't do it right because 2 days later, my security camera goes off inside the house. My cat jumps off, and then this orb flies around us 360 and then bolts to the left. And I'm like, oh crap. And, you know, I would think I'd get spooked about seeing something on camera from somewhere else, but I actually saw it in my house. So it spooked the heck out of me. And I was spooked for a while because it was like my first, you know, visual spiritual thing, but it was in my house. So I slept with the light on for like a week with my cat right next to me, like, oh man, I'm freaked out. Well, I don't know if it's bad. I don't know if it's good. I don't know what's going on. I just jumped into it and that's what I got. But and then later on I posted the video of the cemetery I went to, Old Frio, and then Laredo Mercy Hospital. They aren't even in order. I just had a bunch of videos that I just did, and come to find out when I posted some of those videos, I didn't even know how many people were doing this stuff. I just got into it, and come to find out it's a huge thing. And then when I saw that, I just fell in love and met all you guys. It's been great.
okay. So is that orb you saw in your house still there today
I think
or
so. I think so because I don't turn on that camera anymore unless I need to. And when I turn it on and it's late at night, I'll see some things fly around. Sometimes I think it's dust, but you know from the movement what's an orb and what's not an orb. Um, and the day or the 2 days after, again, it's always in 2 days. 2 days after I came back from a Zona hotel, um, my daughter, she doesn't believe in any of this stuff. She doesn't believe in ghosts. She's not into all that stuff. But she before I took her to school, she woke up. She's like, "What were you guys doing in my room?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "Yeah, y'all came in my room." I was like, "What time was this?" She's like, "It was 4 o'clock in the morning." I was like, "We never went in your room." She's like, "Yeah, y'all opened the door." I was like, "Well, did you close your door?" She's like, "Right when I got up to close it, the door closed back on its own." I was like, "Okay, well, that's freaky." But and I had a very minimal experience at Ozona Hotel, but it was the jail across the street that I went to that had a lot of activity. So I don't know where it might have came from or if something followed me back from there, but I noticed things happen 2 days after a location visit if something does follow me back.
okay. And what's your favorite equipment to use when you investigate?
That I've used so far, I mean, number one, I'm always going to use number one as my night vision camera. Night vision is the way to go. It's probably the best way you're ever going to catch any type of paranormal activity is with the night vision camera. Just like on my Dili hospital video in Dili, when I did the paranormal investigation there, that camera not only caught several orbs when it was down at the end of the hallway, excuse me, but it also caught voices. I mean, I didn't even have a mic on it. I have a mic attachment, but I didn't even decide to put it on there. It was just a regular Amazon night vision camera, and you can get it for dirt cheap, you know, on Amazon. And it caught audio, it caught orbs. I mean, so that's going to be my number one is night vision.
And what was the camera you were using when I pointed out to you this week that on the door I saw a face? What camera was that?
Which one?
You were in the room with a little boy. He was trying, like you saw an orb to the ball.
Okay, because I used two different ones. Yeah, I know which one. Yeah, that's the same video. That's the same video. And actually, that room was right next to the video camera that was recording, which was the hottest spot of the whole hospital. That was a different brand of camera. I couldn't tell you what model it was. It's not in front of me right now, but actually I have a little.
It was just a regular camera?
Yeah, it's just a little cheapo deepo camera. I think it's a DV cam. That's all I see on these little pouches here. Actually, this is the case for it right here, but and then I have a mic attachment for it here, but I don't really use the mic attachments because I mean the audio's perfect on those things. And I even have I use these sometimes. Well, it's not on me, but the EVPs, the little voice recorder things. I have two.
Yeah.
I use them sometimes. But like I said, your digital camera is going to do just as good. So
yes, because there's some people they call them dark listeners. That means like they'll watch and hear a video and they'll hear voices like behind the scenes. You know, they're called dark listeners. I don't know how they call me. I see, like, if you film a wall long enough, I can come up and there's a face and I point it. That's what I do. And some people get scared. Oh, there's a face there, right there. And then they say, oh, yes, I see it now. After I point it out. Here's a question. Why are you nicknamed Meat and which do you prefer?
Well, well, that's gonna be because we were in April's Paranormal Entity. We were on her Family Feud show. We were playing a game, and it was my turn to go. They were asking, "What can you cook in an oven?" And I said, "Meat." And they said, be more specific. And I was like, how more specific can you be? You cook meat in an oven. I made the biggest deal about it. Yeah, because I thought it was very unfair. I was like, that's not fair. It's meat. It's meat. So they started calling me Meat from then on. And it kind of stuck with me. But as far as preferring a nickname, it really doesn't matter. I mean, people refer to me by Robbie or Unknown Ventures, UV, Meat. So
Meat Spider for me.
Spider, yeah. I got to get on that.
You sent me, it was a little video and the guy's peeling an orange and I'm there, okay, what's up with this orange? And this, I almost dropped my phone. I'm there.
It was pretty freaky. I freaked out too. That was a really freaky video.
Thank you, Moon Gazer. Thank you. Okay. Oh, here's Mark B.
All the meats.
All the meats.
What's up, Mark B? Hello, Modest Moon Gazer.
Let's see if there's any questions. There's this statement right here that I find interesting. I got a picture of my face on the door. Some cool pictures. Wow.
You know, it's kind of funny since we're talking about faces. I've seen it on a few videos and stuff, but I've always wanted to try this. Getting the Snapchat filter and doing a face where it changes your face and see if it actually locks on something. I've never done that, but I thought that'd be pretty cool to try.
Well, I know my phone has the, like when I come to take a picture, there's a square that pops up, like
Right.
for the face.
Sure, sure.
And there's nothing there. And sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes, I don't know if it's programmed like that or what, but that
Yeah.
square comes up. So I'm not sure on that point. So have you ever went to a place where you did all your filming, everything went well, and you got home to find out you have no sound or there was nothing recorded? Did this ever happen to you?
So, twice. Where the first one was the Daily Hospital, and you'll see that when I'm doing that investigation, and it was at that time you saw me calling out to that little boy trying to kick the ball. I got up after that when we were finishing up. I was walking out and I saw my camera flickering off the wall, but it was behind because I had it right against the wall at the very end of the hallway. And I saw the light flickering. And I was like, what the heck is that? I ran over there. The screen was all distorted and flickering. And right when I walked over there, and my body was present, and I looked at the camera and noticed it was all messed up. I grabbed the camera, looked at it, and then boom, just like that, it went back to normal. It was okay. I went back to look at that footage and I uploaded all my footage to my computer, and that file at that time was corrupted for whatever reason. And that's when we were calling out to things, asking it to do stuff. And then the I did a video with Tippa TV. That's still in the works at an undisclosed location that I met them at. We were there for a couple of hours, and I could tell you what, we were all spooked out at this place. And there is also another file. I left another camera down the hallway because I love leaving camera stationary. That's the best way to capture stuff. There is one file again that got corrupted as I was catching stuff. The next clip just boom got corrupted. Couldn't even look at it. Couldn't hear it. Couldn't see it. Nothing.
Do you have a mentor?
Do I have a mentor?
That's a good question.
Good question. Let's see.
I have two.
A mentor. Gosh, I want to say I do. Who asked that question?
It was exploring the unseen.
Exploring
Oh, that's a good
Cindy,
name.
yeah, of course. Cindy is actually going to be one of my mentors right there because she's awesome. She got into this and she's done well, and she's got a good heart. So I would consider her as one of my mentors. As in the family here, doing what we do, and I see people looking at mentors like oh my gosh and stuff like that. There's another guy that I watch sometimes. He does abandoned explorations. His name's Steve Ronan. It's nothing paranormal or nothing, but he does explorations, and I like his work because of his video work. I like how he's good with his camera work. He does great edits, and that's kind of like what I like to do. I bought a DSLR camera for getting good cinematic quality footage, and then the drone, and he does all that stuff. And he's got a good follow base. So if you guys want to check out Steve Ronan, you'll see what I'm talking about. But yeah, exploring the unseen, she's been great. She's awesome. She's helped
I'm
me a
gonna
lot.
go
So
explore her channel after.
yeah, check her out.
Okay, here's Barbara. She wanted to say that too.
Oh, thank you, Barbara. You're awesome. You are awesome.
Okay,
Yeah, Barbara's been great.
Okay, let's see if there's any questions. If I hopped over some. So do you film like every day, or you give yourself this day is for filming only? All the other days I have another schedule to go for.
Well, it's gonna have to be on the weekends because of my job. Obviously, I mean, I work Monday through Friday. It used to be Monday through Saturday, and that wasn't gonna work. So I had been there over 14 years. So I told them, hey guys, you know what? Things got to change. I need to get my Saturdays off. It's crazy. So I wanted more time. So the only time I can film is on the weekends. And if I'm doing a location that's extremely far out, and I'm gonna drive there, I'll ask for a Friday off and leave early Friday morning and stay a night or two wherever I'm going off to, and do that. So weekends are the best. And I'll try to make as much content as I go. Like I said, I try to plan my stuff and what's coming ahead. So if I can make 2 videos, 3 videos in one trip, that's great. It does drain you though. I mean, it can drain you quick, depending on what you're doing, especially paranormal stuff.
Yes.
If you're really getting into it and you can start feeling stuff, and then you're done with it, and you're just so drained afterwards. So.
Uh, okay.
Mhm.
Because you use the REM pod, the K2. Do you use necrophonic or?
Okay, so I know we've had a conversation about that with a few others. Um, the Necrophonic app. I'm not a firm believer in the Necrophonic app, and that's just me. I mean, that's just the way I feel. I feel like when I use something, I want to use the legitimate way, and I want to make sure I get the best evidence I possibly can. Because again, everything's unknown to me, and I don't want to just semi do it. I want to full on do it. So when I feel the Necrophonic app, I feel that it's so easy. It's on your cell phone. It does a lot of repeated noises. And even if a spirit does decide to communicate through it, it's going to be hard to capture it with all these recorded noises already into it. I feel like there's a word bank into it, but that's just me. I feel like it responds to someone's voice based off their question. It picks out a answer from a word bank. And again, this is just my theory. Um, and that's just how I feel. And that's why I invested in getting, I just got in the mail from Amazon, the SB11, the Spirit Box.
Okay.
So I'm going to start using that. I haven't used it yet, but I'm going to use it next week at Yorktown Memorial Hospital.
Okay. Here's a question. Then I saw another one after that. Have you ever considered venturing to St. Augustine, Florida? Ooh, I would.
Yeah, I would definitely. I mean, anything, in it at anywhere in the United States, I'm definitely down to explore it. Definitely, 100%.
Okay. Here. Did she change her mind after the
Um,
door incident?
no, no, it was it didn't bother her. It didn't mean anything to her. It didn't change anything in her life, so she didn't care about it. She totally forgot about it just after she went to school. She's like that. She's kind of like the one that has her third eye closed. And I kind of feel like if you don't acknowledge it, it's really not going to bother you. And that's how she is. And I think she knows it without even knowing it. She doesn't want to think about it, so it doesn't really bother her.
Okay. So, do you have like a bucket list for this summer of certain places?
Yes. I do have some very epic places coming up this month and next month for sure. I'll be visiting a very haunted uh, auto parts store, just in some very small town in the middle of nowhere. There's an auto parts store. There's actually videos of it on YouTube. The owner contacted me. This place is going to be. It's got stuff falling off the countertop. There was a lug nut thrown at a customer, and all this was caught on his security camera. It's on it's on YouTube. You'll actually, if you guys follow Unknown Ventures on Facebook, I might share those videos on there so you can share because I'm going to promote this place. And then there's cans flying off the shelf, just boof. Um, and it's told to be that there's a ghost haunted by a little girl. And usually those, when I hear that, that usually freaks me out because, as you know, when you hear stuff about a little girl, it's usually something else trying to pretend to be something innocent and stuff like that. So I'm like, it really sounds like there's a lot of energy here in the middle of nowhere. It's got to be an epic location.
Okay. Gettysburg, PA. Check that out, Robbie.
I definitely want to check that out. That has been something I've been wanting to go to. Definitely want to check that out.
Oh, we were talking about that earlier before the show started.
Oh yes, the UK. My plan is to go to the UK. Yeah, next year. Next year. The only thing I'm trying to still find out from everybody in the UK is when is the best weather, because I don't want to go when it's super cold, and I don't want to go when it's super hot. But I don't know how hot it gets in the UK. But I know it gets really, really cold over there, and I definitely don't want to go when it's ice cold.
That's probably for Facebook there. I'm going to watch that for sure.
Awesome.
Here's a question. Yeah, what's your favorite place you went?
My favorite place. Let's see. To investigate paranormal wise, I would have to say I would have to say it was probably Ozona as far as my favorite because I got to meet up with two other paranormal teams I never met up with before. Dark Side Paranormal Corpus Christi. First time we ever collabed, and the first time I ever collabed with Dirty South Paranormal. I invited them both to come do a paranormal investigation with me. And of course, I had South Texas Ghost Ventures there, which is the paranormal team, like I said earlier, that I started into this thing. Ventures being, where they got the name Ventures from. So it was a team of four, and we were all able to be there together and investigate this huge hotel. And as we were doing it, the city had their police department, swarming the building so nobody could mess with us. And as we were doing it, the cops at like 2 in the morning were like, you know what? We have the old jail across the road. Why don't we take half of y'all over there and then switch and we can take the other half? They would hang people, the criminals inside there. It was built in 1888. And that's where actually I caught most of my paranormal footage was in that jail. And before we even started in the jail, we actually did a paranormal investigation at the museum that was literally just a block away from the jail, going that way. So the reason it was my favorite is because we got to investigate 3 locations in that town, and I got to do it with a few teams I never met before. So Ozona Hotel was my favorite.
Wow. Okay. And did you ever catch anything in a cemetery?
As far as cemeteries go, so like I said, when I brought something back home with me, it was the old Freetown Cemetery,
Okay.
and
But on film, you have any?
I didn't catch anything on film because I was using my phone, and again, I was jumping into it, so I downloaded an app. It was like an EMF detector. It's supposed to pick up your electrical current. So I would record a little bit after I got my drone footage done, and then I'd start recording. I'd get that little application out and start saying, somebody here, let me know, touch this phone, touch my hand, let me know that you're here, yada yada. And as I was doing that, I heard a man's voice. Now, keep in mind, this cemetery is of a ghost town. It's 15 miles off the highway in the middle of nowhere. I mean, you're driving through brush country, and this cemetery, boom, right in the middle, smack dab of nowhere, surrounded by brush. And I hear this man's voice say something. It freaked me out. And I would have to say that was the most active cemetery I've been to.
Here's Barbara. She has a question. Have you ever had an experience that made you second guess?
Well, yeah, I'd have to say, I mean, Dilly Hospital was the most active place I've ever been to. And so after I saw that footage, I'm like, man, I'm really, I'm getting what I'm asking for. And after I saw, I'm getting what I'm asking for, I was like, what else can happen? I'm like, I think to myself, how much do we all really know about the spirit world? Maybe we think we know, but we really don't. What could possibly happen? What are the consequences and stuff like that? So after seeing all the footage that I caught, yeah, it made me second guess about what I was doing.
Okay. And did you ever get scratched or?
Knock on wood, no, I haven't. This one here. But I hear a lot of people get scratched at Yorktown Memorial Hospital in the chapel, and especially if you have tattoos, which I got one on my arm here and my leg and my other leg. But they say in the chapel people are known to get scratched in Yorktown. So I guess we'll find out next week.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. What do you prefer, just abandoned or paranormal?
Oof. Gosh, I like them equally because, and it's really hard to pick between the two. It's really hard to pick between the two because if you look at my paranormal videos, I actually go there during the day. I actually do an abandoned exploration through the building on the first half of the video. And then the second half of the video, after you get what you want, I automatically switch into the night mode. And it's both. And that's why usually my paranormal videos are they range from 36 minutes all the way to an hour because I include both. So I'd have to say I like them equally. And yeah.
Do you go back at night?
Yeah, I go back at night. If it's not too far
during
away.
the day to explore, then you go back at night.
Yeah, I do my exploration and then I'll I'll come back either to my hotel room, or if I'm not too far from my own house, I'll come back for a couple hours. I'll rest up, make sure all my equipment's charged, load back up, and get there, go back.
Okay. And so we can expect this. You're going to this place next week, so this video should be ready for when?
Well, it should be coming up pretty soon. The reason I say that is because the video that I did with Tippa TV, I'm looking at editing over it was almost 4 hours of footage that I had to go through. And the thing about editing paranormal stuff is it can take a long time because you have to watch and look at every single thing. You have to listen for a voice or a noise and a knock and this and that, which there's a lot of that in this video with Tippa TV that I did. It's a very, very epic location. So I'm still working on that one, and I'm planning on not being done. That one's probably not going to be. It's going to be available next week. The video will be posted next week, but it's taken me quite some time to edit. I have that one, and then I have another cemetery video after that, and then after that cemetery video will be Yorktown Memorial Hospital. So it should be posted sometime on the second half of this month.
Okay.
Yes.
And for your cemeteries, do you find them with Find a Grave website, or it's?
No, I just do research, and I didn't even know about Find a Grave. I might even start checking that out. I've come across 2-3 cemeteries that are just abandoned, that they've just forgotten about. I mean, they're overran with brush and not maintained and forgotten about. And there's a lot of those here in South Texas, believe it or not.
Okay.
I've been lucky. I've been very lucky to come across some of these locations.
Okay. Yes, because Find a Grave, it's a website where all the cemeteries, I don't want to say the world, but at least for Canada and the US, I saw. And there's a description of that cemetery and that cemetery's number. So if you know the name of the cemetery, you just type it in, Find a Grave,
Okay.
and you'll have a description of it.
Oh, very.
And you even have like a map, you press on it and it'll take you there like a GPS there.
Oh,
if you have it
cool.
on your phone.
Yeah. I'm gonna check that out. I have something like that with Texas historical markers. I use that to find historical markers and stuff like that because I asked, the police over here, is it legal to go metal detecting at these historical markers? They're like, yeah, it's actually illegal, believe it or not. If you want to, go ahead and knock yourself out. And so I like to metal detect as a hobby when I get the chance. I keep a shovel in the back of my truck. I have my metal detector under my back seat in the second back cab, and I like to go metal detecting. Again, it's a historical thing. I want to find old stuff in the ground and stuff. And I've actually been thinking about getting those little magnet fishing things. Thanks to Tippa TV, they showed me what those were, and I think that's pretty cool. Just throw it in the water, old river, lake, see what you find.
You have to have good arms, though.
Yeah,
my son-in-law, he has one, and we went last summer, and he caught just a little rod about this big. I said, let me pull it out. I couldn't even pull it out.
Oh my God. Yeah, you gotta be careful with this.
Oh, your light is your dark now.
Actually, tell you what, let me turn the light on real quick. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me get some light up in here. Okay. Are we good?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, now it's better.
Awesome.
Okay, I'm just checking the chat, see if I missed a question. So if I missed your question, guys, please retype it. I just hope I didn't. So are you going to include magnet fishing and metal detecting on your channel, or that's just
I'm thinking so, because now I've seen a lot of people do these Randonautica apps, and I've been telling myself that I'm going to do one, but I haven't done one yet. And out here in South Texas in the urban area, I can only imagine the kind of stuff that I could come across. I don't even know why I haven't done it yet. I have the app on my phone. I look at it all the time, and I'm thinking, why not do a Randonautica video? And wherever I go to, bust out the metal detector, see if I can find anything. Maybe if it's near a lake or pond or river, get the magnet thing and throw that in the mix. I've come up with a few ideas on how to do that, and I think I might incorporate the Randonautica app with that.
Okay. And your metal detecting, what was the coolest thing you ever found?
Gosh, nothing. I found a couple nails so far. I haven't found anything great yet.
Okay.
But literally down the road, 30, 40 minutes from here, where I shot the video at Old Frio Town, it's on the Frio River, where a bunch back in the day, Civil War guys and Indians would always pass through there. It was on the paper so many years back. They found a saber in the Frio River, a big old saber from the 1800s back in the day. I mean, old one, early 1800s. So they find stuff over there. So that's what the plan is. I'm near that location. I'm very close to some very old historical things. I have it there. I just need to get out there. I need to make time for it.
Okay. And how do you come about with like did you learn it yourself, self-taught, to put a video up on YouTube and like edit a video? Is this all self-taught, or you had
as far as editing videos, I mean, like I said, I've been doing drone stuff, and I've had a camcorder. Actually, I have my old one sitting right here. I've been using, this is my camera from over 10 years ago. This is like almost, gosh, 14, 15 years old. I just never used it because I lost the charger to it, but I've been recording forever. I've had 2 or 3 YouTube channels before this one, ever since like middle school. And I actually followed my old links. You'll actually see on my channel description my 2 old YouTube channels. And on one of them, you'll actually see me getting a few stuff that I've seen in the sky. I actually put my amateur UFO videos on there from back in the day when I was in high school. So I have some, idea of how to upload videos. I've been editing stuff, on my phone and stuff for quite some time. So I had some experience. I'm learning to get a little bit better with it now. So.
Okay. And I have a question for you.
Okay.
One of your recent videos, you went to an abandoned water park. Okay.
Yes.
And there was a dog that was boarded up in the bathrooms.
Yes. Yeah, you saw that, right? Yeah, that was actually, I guess somebody lived there or something, and I had spoke with Tippa TV because as they were driving through, I don't know if you saw, they posted the abandoned park. I told them about the place, and they said that they had spoke to the people that were there, and the dog did belong to them. I guess when I went, nobody was there. Okay. So they put the dog up, and I heard the dog barking, and it sounded like a pretty big dog. So I was pretty freaked out the whole time I was there. I was walking by, I saw big old dog paw prints in the mud. So the whole time I was on edge. But the dog's well taken care of. It belongs to somebody. It wasn't trapped.
Why didn't he do anything? Or maybe he did something about it. I'm there. Oh, the dog. Like, I was.
Yeah, I was kind of concerned, but the way I saw the effort on how they put the blocks there, they already had the big old plywood there. They had the big wooden prop. I was like, these people have a process. I was like, the dog when I heard the dog barking, it didn't sound like it was in distress or anything.
Okay.
I knew that it belonged to somebody because I even saw some fresh marks through the mud, so I knew somebody was coming for it.
Okay. Here's a question. Do you want to be a full-time YouTuber?
I mean, it would be nice to be a full-time YouTuber. I mean, if I can get there, I don't know how the future looks, but I really hope that, you know, it could come to that. I think it's possible that that could happen because I really do have a big passion for what I do. When I, like I said, I got into this not even knowing that this was a huge thing. I did it just because I love doing it. I'm not trying to chase the money. I'm not trying to chase fame or anything. I just actually jumped into this stuff because it's fun. I had anxiety and it took it all away. And you
Hello,
know,
Rachel.
if you start worrying about, you know, the money or the fame, I think it's going to get away from you. You probably you'll plateau and you won't get there. I have a pure passion for it, and hopefully it gets me somewhere.
Okay. Oh, here's a question. I think. Whoops, the chat's jumping. Do you prefer exploring cemeteries or abandoned places?
Um, I want to say abandoned places over cemeteries. I mean, I do love cemeteries because they're beautiful. I love looking at old tombstones, and every time I go, I'll bring the kids with me sometimes to the cemeteries. That's something I can bring the kids with to me because they can enjoy it. They can have this, you know, it's safe and stuff like that. And every time we go, we're like, who can find the oldest tombstone? And we make a game of it, and we respect the place. Every time we go, we even say, you know, we're here, we come in peace, blah blah blah. But I would have to pick abandoned places over cemeteries because there's just a lot of cool stuff that you can find. It's exhilarating. It gives you a rush.
Okay, this is from Rachel to you for that question on her live, her awesome live, I should say. Excuse me. It was wonderful.
Okay. Oh, all right. Awesome. Yeah, no, I was leaving work when I had typed it in, and I was like, oh man, I thought it was real cool. You had a special guest on there. And I thought
Yeah,
I was very excited when I
it was
got in there. I was like,
epic.
oh my gosh, this is cool. So I enjoy that. That's pretty awesome that you can get somebody like that on your channel, and it was really cool. So thank you for that.
Yes, it was. Yeah, and I asked the question, but Eric retyped it, and because there was a lot of questions going by. Poor Rachel, she couldn't catch
Oh
them
yeah, I
all,
mean,
you know.
I can imagine. I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Oof. You guys should check it out, the replay, if you haven't seen it.
I didn't get to see the beginning or the end because I was leaving work, but I'm definitely going to go back and check that out. That's a very epic talk show you had there for sure.
Yes.
Congrats on that.
Okay. So on that note, well, there was so it's okay. You don't have to be sorry. We can just imagine. And just before the show started, you said, "Hold on, Sandra. I want to go to my truck and pick up something and show you."
Oh
What was
yes.
that about?
So I know you're into the stones and stuff, and I don't know too much about it, but I asked the guy there, and I carry these with me at every location. So this is a black stone. I'm trying to remember. I'm sure you'll remember when.
I know my stones in French, but that's amethyst, I think.
So it's a
That one's
protective
for,
stone.
that one protects you. Yeah,
Well,
from the
now
evil spirits.
I was told that all black stones pretty much protect you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and so when I got the stone, I asked the gentleman there, and he seemed to be on his game. He definitely knew what he was talking about. He referred me to grab one of these crystals. It's this crystal is to help keep it energized. It's to help fuel up the protective stone, is what he was telling me. I can't remember the name of it either, but I got 2 pouches of it. This is just one of the pouches, so I doubled up. I keep them in my truck everywhere I go, you know, to protect me after a location, make sure nothing follows me, just everything. You know, I'm taking all precautions. So that's what I wanted to show you. And another thing that I keep in my house is I'm you know, Catholic by religion, and this is my most favorite stone rock that I keep in here. It looks
Oh,
just like a regular rock, but this is actually part of the Catholic Church that was torn down. It was built in
wow.
1922, and so it's limestone. So, as you know, limestone holds a lot of energy
Hmm.
of all sorts, and there's nothing but prayer inside this stone, limestone here. Nothing
Wow.
but pure prayer of the Lord of Jesus Christ and God. And so I keep this in my house, and I feel like this rock of limestone, with all that absorbed energy of prayer, is beneficial. And I keep all these stones, and so whatever I feel protects me, you know, I keep it in the house and near me as much as possible.
Okay. Well, I've never heard about that white stone charging the black stone. I've never heard that.
Yeah,
What
that's what he was telling me. Oh, thank you.
what I have learned is, well, because of my family, like my mother, and we all know it's not a secret anymore. We practice Wicca, and you know. So, anyways, the, what we do to recharge our crystals, because we use our crystals when we card read or,
Mhm.
you know, so every full moon, we would take a jar. I have a video on my channel about it. You take a mason jar and you put your crystals inside and you cover it with a coarse salt and some pure water, like from a bottled water, not from the tap though.
Okay.
And you sit it either outside at the moonlight of the full moon or on your windowsill. That will recharge crystals. That is how I learned to recharge them. And
Okay.
because a crystal, you're walking around a haunted place and everything, that black crystal will absorb all the negative energy to protect you. But
Okay.
it's stuck in there. It
Right.
has to get out at one point. So by doing that, it'll release it and it will be like as if it's brand new.
By pouring a bottled water on it.
You take a mason jar, you put some
Oh,
coarse salt,
with the
big
salt.
salt.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
big salt.
In
And then the water. You put it on the windowsill that night of the full moon. And
Wow.
that will like clean and purify your.
And it's funny you say the moon. I had a medium that came with me at the beginning of Delhi Hospital. She just came for the day, but she gave me a glass jar and she said it's moon water. Are
Yeah,
you familiar
that's,
with moon water?
yes, you can. And you can also make moon water at the same time. You take
Okay.
pure water, not from the tap there. You take a glass or another jar and you put it at the sunlight, at the moonlight, sorry.
Mhm.
And that, like water and like the water and the moon energy combine, and it can purify. I drink some when I make some. I drink some.
Oh,
I
cool.
purify my instruments. It's like for the Catholic, it's like a holy water.
Gotcha.
It's, I don't want to say it's as good, but for Wicca and people that practice moon rituals and stuff, moon water is very important.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that because the precautions that I take before I go into, even if it's just an abandoned place, I mean, because God forbid, anything could happen at any given time, and whatever energy's there, bad, negative, you still want to be precautious. So um, I carry a little Catholic card that was given to me by a priest when he first found out what I was doing, and I just keep it in my card. But that's just I take it everywhere. Sometimes I forget it's there, but I also got the stones, and I pray. I pray before I go in to any of my locations, and I also pray when I come out. But not just that. I have several different holy waters from several different Catholic churches that I take with me. I'll throw it on myself, and I'll throw it on my team members that I ask them first, of course, would you like some? And they'll say yes. So we'll pray together, or I'll pray by myself. And I do the same process before and after. Holy water pray, and hope for the best to keep the negative energy away. And so it's a process that I like, and I'm learning little by little. I mean, who knows? Maybe a couple years from now, I might have the perfect recipe to keep it all. I'm just learning. And the stone stuff, I know you're the go-to person for that. So I definitely have to get with you some more on that stuff because I definitely want to get into stones. That's something
Okay.
I really like. So
And you can also do the Saint Michael's prayer, like the priest. He gave you a prayer card, right? Is
yes,
it the Saint Michael's prayer?
I don't have it on me, but it's something. It's like a protective prayer. It is a protective prayer, but
Because
it's on me every single
Saint
one.
Michael is an archangel, and it's like his job to protect us against these spirits and attachments. It's like
Right.
a job.
I
Yeah.
kind of get freaked out with the attachment part, even though I've had several things, follow me back home. I feel like maybe they're not bad. Maybe they're just hanging out. Maybe they're following me because I somewhat acknowledge them and it's their way out. I don't really know the reason, again, because we don't really understand it, but I definitely just don't want to bring anything negative back with me, that's for sure. So.
Okay. Yeah. So, but so far it didn't happen though.
No. So, I mean, besides, you know, what I've told you before about someone following me, but I've never had any nightmares or bad feelings or bad energy or nothing like that. Knock on wood again. But you know, I do this for the fun and the thrill, and I love doing what I do.
Here, Honey said, yes, praying before you go in somewhere is the best thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you're asking, and again, if you're religious, you're asking Lord to shine His light of shield on you, and you got to do that every once in a while, because I might ask Him to shine His light of shield on me. I'm like, Lord, please bless me with your shield of light, so nothing can harm me. And just like a stone or whatever, it might even fade out. And after maybe you're halfway through an investigation, you need to come back out and ask Him to shine more light to recharge that shield, just like a stone or rock, but I feel like it's the same thing with prayer. You might ask Him to do it, but you need to go back out and ask Him again. Please continue to shine your shield of light. I mean, it's a very, I take it very serious when I do these things.
Okay. And do you do that for like when you go into a cemetery?
I mean, I do pray. I do pray, and I do the sign every time I go to a cemetery or cross one. I always make the sign of the cross. I've always done that. Every time I drive past a church, drive past a cemetery, or if I see an ambulance driving by on the highway, it's just something I've always done. And so I just feel that it kind of protects me. Even though I've had questions, I still question, you know, the afterlife. I still question heaven and hell. But it makes me feel a lot better when I have faith and I look towards the light.
Okay. Well, that'll be it for now, guys. So my mods have been posting Robbie's link. So if you're not subscribed to him, go subscribe to him and check him out. You'll see he has great videos.
Smash that like button.
Thank you. So on that note, everyone, thank you all for coming, and thank you, Robbie, for accepting my invitation.
No, thank you for inviting me. I've always wanted to be on your show, and I'm here now, so awesome. I'm happy to be here. We did it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I want everybody to have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you all in your next videos. Goodbye.
See you.
Love you.